Dear Mr. Gardner, I would like to give you my opinion about the plans to make the city centre a car-free A. Again, the sentence is absolutely fine. It's the punctuation that I have an issue with. So I am going to just replace a car-free area or centre, I think is what we were looking for. So, pardon me, all I've done is I have taken the punctuation, which initially was a full stop, and I have basically just replaced it with this very small, again, punctuation mark, which I've got here. Pardon me. Just to give it a bit of colour. Okay, so all I've done is I have taken the question mark and replaced it with the punctuation. Okay, and the reason why we have this is because we're either repeating somebody else's quote or we're talking about a topic, and that's why we put it in these little marks. I live in the city centre. Very good. So you have substituted am living for live, present simple, which is correct. Although I am working so far outside this area, I need to use. Fantastic. You've got need, which is the verb. You followed it with the infinitive to use. Very good. A car to get there. The plans should not disturb living. Thank you. You've got the gerund here. So as you can see, some verbs, the following is a gerund, some verbs, the following is an infinitive, and we basically, this is what we have to do. We just have to learn which is which. Sometimes we just have to learn off by heart which verbs follow infinitive and which verbs follow gerund. But this is correct. The plans should not disturb living and getting to a place of work. Thank you. You've substituted that with the correct preposition for people like me. This is not fair for inhabitants, working citizens and disabled people. Fantastic. I think you had a repetition of the word people, so you've just used other alternative words and you have basically shown to the examiner the range of vocabulary that you have. That's excellent. I think the plans could work in case it will not affect residents and disabled people, of course. I think, if I'm not mistaken, what you're trying to say here is on condition that. I think that's what you're trying to say. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to take this, I'm going to substitute it for on condition that it will not affect residents and disabled people, of course. Okay, I think that's what you're trying to say. You want to say that we can use that on condition if only it does not affect the residents. They could get a special card to drive in the city centre from the council. Fantastic. Because we're talking about council, first of all, it's a general concept which is known to people, like the sun, the hospital, the park, that kind of thing. It's a concept that's known to people, but also we're talking about council, which is relevant to the area where people live. So they could get a special card, they obviously as the people could get a special card to drive from the council where they live. So that's why we've used the. We're referring to the council, which is for them. Very good. Pardon me. It should be free for them. So sorry, Eva, pardon me. I've been speaking a lot today again. I am sure you will find a good way to solve the problem. Yours sincerely, Eva. That's fantastic. Very, very good. I'm really happy with that. And I'm very happy that you found this method of feedback helpful as well. So I'm just going to recap very quickly what I've done here. I have added all I've added are the exclamation, the quotation marks for car free, because it's either a topic or because it's what somebody else has said. And I have added on condition that, which means this plan will work only as a result of, if it will not affect residents. So on condition that, it means only if the result is this, then we've got something that will work. Okay, so that's what I've done. But altogether, so the strengths now are once again that you have started the letter with your opinion, which means you have prepared the reader for what the rest of the letter will read. The rest of the letter will say or will read, so they know what to expect from here on. You've added the correct or appropriate tenses and verb forms, and by that I mean the simple present, which you changed, and you added infinitives and gerunds where needed. Fantastic. Also, at the very end, you added the appropriate article, which was the, for the council. Fantastic. Really, really happy with that. Well done. And I hope that you find this feedback helpful as well. Thank you very much, Eva.